Hey, so I kind of wanted to show you what I was doing. I was talking earlier about making bean burgers and getting a new texture into them. So I was going to use some of my frozen spinach because I was thinking I wanted a spinach, onion, and tomato scrambled omelet. It's not really an omelet. I don't have an omelet pan. I can't get it to fold the right way. You know how it is. So while I was looking for an onion, I remembered I have green peppers, and I love a pepper burger. Yes. So I have a third of a cup of water, half of an onion, and half of a green pepper, and I'm going to blend that up and see what it comes out like. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. I have no recipe. I just going along. What I have, I use. I also have just added for flavor, even though I can't taste, mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and some A1 sauce. Just to use the stuff up and for good measure. Will I put any other seasonings in it? Nah, maybe a little garlic powder, yeah. It is now a nice soupy mess, and I'm going to put a can of drained kidney beans in this. See? And now I'm going to blend this all up and see if it blends. And now I have this creamy, thick concoction. What am I going to do with it? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to scrape it out into some sort of container. I don't have a lot of bowls and stuff. And I took 4 slices of the Dave's grain bread that Maggie brought me. And I'm going to clean and dry out the blender and try to make crumbs out of 4 slices of Dave's bread. And I don't think I'll need it all, but I need to get the bean burger mixture to the point where it will hold in place. That's my goal. You know, I can kind of smell something. It smells kind of aromatic. Yeah, that's a good word. So far, I have powdered 2 slices of Dave's bread that was toasted, and that sat for a little bit. And then it was a little wet and soft, so I dunked down the other 2 slices for a few more minutes more. Try to dry it out a little, because you know, whole grain bread with all this stuff in it, the little seeds and whatnot, it's kind of moist. So I'm going to take these 2 slices that are powdered, and I'm going to see if that will bind the bean mixture enough to be able to plop it into a hot pan with oil and fry these little burger babies up. Right. It's still too wet, but I want to give the beans a chance to absorb those breadcrumbs. So I'm not going to jump to convulsions until I've let it sit for about 5 minutes. And don't forget, oatmeal works too. Oatmeal's a really nice binder, and it's filling, healthy for your heart, etc., etc. And because I'm using a blender, not a food processor, I'm doing 1 slice of bread at a time. And it's doing really well on just stir, breaking it up, and turning it into powdery crumbs. I just remembered I used all my oatmeal, and I'm not buying any more. Because, you know, I only got about, a month and a week here. So, let's see. We're still at the point where it's not quite where I want it to be, though I actually probably could, without adding more breadcrumbs to this, I could probably bake these or even fry them into dryness, because that's all you're doing is you're drying the burger out. But I think I'm going to add just a few more crumbs and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Now, had I planned it out and been smarter, I should have did my breadcrumbs first, right? Then do the onion and the pepper and the water, and then add the beans, and I would have only had to wash out my blender once. Not smart, but I'm learning. But you know what I do have? I have pancake mix, and I'm not going to use that because that's expensive stuff, and I restrict it strictly for either pancakes or to make a mug cake, which I haven't done in a long time, and I still can't lose weight. But anyway, I'm going to add some of those mashed potato flakes, the Idaho. They're sitting in the fridge in a green box, and I might as well make some use of them, right? Okay, so this is what I have. It is now quite firm. Hey! What? I know it doesn't look beautiful, but you know, I don't care. I need to use up my kidney beans, and I need protein, and I wish I wasn't eating so many carbs because I feel like my weight loss has hit a dead halt, and a dead halt. Yeah, and what am I trying to say? I wish I could lose more weight. It'll happen. My body's fighting it and saying, oh, no, you don't. You're fat and you're staying that way. But, you know, I noticed that if I just persevere and I keep doing what I'm doing, it drops. It does drop over the course of time. And just going to keep on keeping on, you know? So, yeah, I think this is firm enough, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. You know, I could, now, you can put Worcestershire in this to make it a little darker, or that bottled bouquet. My mother used to use that for gravy, and it would make things darker. But, you know, I'm not looking for, you know, to serve it to anybody else but me. And, you know, it's so inviting, and it kind of smells like something, but I don't know what, that I think I'm going to have some with scrambled eggs this morning. Yeah, first I have to cook them. I'll take you with me on that journey. So I have my bean burger mix, an ice cream scoop, about 1/3 of a cup I would call it, a pan that's heating on my stove, and avocado oil that I just happen to have in the cabinet I would like to use. Yeah. It's not hot enough yet, so let me shut you off for a minute. So I've put my avocado oil in the pan, and clearly the pan is getting hot because the oil is moving really nicely. It's hard because my stove isn't quite level and my pan is all messed up. You know, from high heat cooking, they warp a little bit, the aluminum. So just to show you how I'm going to do it, I'm going to take a scoop of the bean mixture. I'm going to put it in the pan. I'm going to press it down. I'm going to take a spoon to press that down. It doesn't really want to press. And I'm going to make, 4 or 5 burgers at a time. Yeah, let's do 5. Oops. Wow. It's only going to make, it looks like it's only going to make about 6 from what I can see. And let me press these bad boys down. Yeah, I sing while I cook too. Sometimes I even play music. Depends on my mood. Alright, get down there. Get down, get down. Oh dear, I don't think there's room for that one. Oh, let's try to make room. Come on, you. You can fit. Oh, heck. They'll separate in the wash. Something like that. Yeah, there's no recipe to this. There's absolutely no recipe to this. It is simply, I threw together what I had. I dried it out with crumbs. I added some garlic powder. I felt like mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and A1 sauce. And I'll let you know how they turn out. You can see in a minute. So I messed around with one of them with, and I can tell they're just not ready to flip. They should be a lot firmer, and I lowered the heat down some to try to help them dry out a little. The last time I did this, I think I used a lot less water, and I probably will, instead of using a third of a cup, I'd probably use a quarter when trying to process that. But if you have a food processor, don't add water. It helps to not add water, right? I did have to flip these mushy burgers. They were starting to brown up, and so I figured what I'll do is, so they fell apart, and I just, slabbed them down, and they reformed themselves. This one kind of grabbed a hold of that one. Just keep molding them and playing with them and drying them out. I hope you can see that. I can't tell what you're seeing. I might have had just the stove instead of the, whatever. Still working on it. Still working on it. I've reduced my heat to a 3. I would like them to firm up quite a bit. These are not like the black bean burgers I did, and I really should have taken you along on that cooking journey, and I didn't. It was a busy day, and Rachel needed to talk, and, stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to let these sit on a hot pan on the stove and try to get them to firm up a little. I don't think it's going to happen. They just are too soft. It could be that it was kidney beans and not black beans, but I'm going to try to make it work. It probably would work a lot better if there had been some oatmeal in there, maybe an egg. That's what I did with the black bean burgers, but I used a lot less. I didn't even use liquid, I don't think, on, a little bit maybe, oil maybe. I can't remember now. Well, anyway, I'm still working on these, and I might not even publish this. It's so bad. They're still on the stove, and I've lowered it down to a 2 now. I'm just going to leave it to try to dry out. They're way too soft and squishy. And I did take a bite, and I have to say that it's sweet and savory. I wish they weren't. Excuse me. Oh my, I'm doing everything I said I wouldn't. I don't know what to tell you. Don't try this recipe. Better luck next time. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I kind of can taste something. Go figure. Okay, bye.